Welcome to CareerLabsVR, Facilitator Training, Module 4, Manage Expectations. In this module, we will discuss how to manage your career explorer's expectations so that they enjoy the experience from start to finish. We will look at screening and consent, immersion, extraction, and grounding. Clarifying expectations starts even before you decide to use CareerLabsVR with a Career Explorer. It really begins when you conduct the appropriate screening and walk them through your agency's consent forms. Once you have decided that the Career Explorer is a good candidate, we recommend a guided immersion approach to the simulation. This involves them walking through everything they can expect to experience in the simulation and helping them adjust to VR. We will discuss these steps to help reduce anxiety and make people excited and comfortable about CareerLabsVR, which allows them to be more immersed in the experience and have greater satisfaction and giving them a deeper connection to the activity. If the client is unsure about any of the screening criteria, we recommend they speak with a medical professional before using immersive VR. Also, on the screening and consent form template, we recommend that you confirm that the Career Explorer will speak up if they are uncomfortable, want to stop, have questions, or need help. We want to make it very clear to people that there is absolutely no consequence should they choose to remove the headset at any time. Don't forget to remind the Career Explorer that you may be taking notes and/or recording the session if applicable, so that they have the opportunity to decline those services. If the Career Explorer is a minor or unable to consent on their own, there is an additional step to be taken. The screening and consent form includes a section where a parent or guardian needs to provide their consent for an individual to use CareerLabsVR. However, the minor must also provide their assent, their agreement that they want to use the system. When the Career Explorer is ready to start their VR experience, we recommend a guided immersion approach. This really is just a fancy way of saying you are going to help them out. During the guided immersion, it is a good time to clarify the purpose of the simulation. It's not about becoming a perfect welder, for example. The purpose is to discover if the individual would be interested and able to complete similar tasks on the job. Even if they are not naturally adept to VR, they will still be able to get a sense of their interest and the context of the career from the simulation that will be useful for their decision-making process. Discuss practicalities with the Career Explorer, including what they might want to wear, because the simulation could involve moving, bending, reaching, and walking, and your Career Explorer might want to consider wearing comfortable footwear and clothes in which they can easily move and be comfortable. That makes no sense. During the guided immersion, it is a good time to clarify the purpose of the simulation. It's not to become a perfect welder, for example. The purpose is to discover if the individual would be interested and able to complete similar tasks on the job. Even if they are not naturally adept to VR, they will still be able to get a sense of their interest and the context of the career from the simulation, and that will be useful in their career decision-making process. Remember to discuss practicalities with your Career Explorer, including what they might want to wear. The simulation could involve moving, bending, reaching, and walking, and therefore they would want to also consider wearing comfortable footwear. All of this helps them stay safe and prevent falls or trips. It is really important to understand focus. There should not be any devices such as cell phones, office phones, computers, or tablets to distract anyone during the Career Explorer session. This will help both the Explorer and the Facilitator to maintain focus on the immersion at all times. While you're completing the guided immersion, even though you have already walked through these points before, as you help the Career Explorer get the equipment on, or as you pass it to them if they don't need help, you should be saying what you will be doing while they are in VR, who else might be present, and what they will be doing. And you should make a point of reminding them that there is no consequence to removing the headset at any time should they wish to stop. In Module 1, we discuss the importance of how we ask this question, and we recommend that you say, "What questions or concerns do you have?" so that you are opening up the conversation to all possibilities. It helps to ask this more than once during a session so that they feel that they haven't missed their chance to ask a question. You can refer back to Module 1 or pause the slide to see these examples of concerns that a Career Explorer may have and the solutions you, the facilitator, can offer to them. A few quick tips to remember. Once the headset is on the Explorer, they will no longer be able to see around them. A best practice is to keep at least one of the ear flaps up on the headset at this time so that the Explorer can hear you until the simulation begins. Once in the simulation, it is vital to inform the Explorer if you need to touch them, if they might bump into something, although hopefully the room has been set up successfully in omitting this risk, or if there is a trip hazard. You can practice this ahead of time by saying, "Go ahead and put your ear flap down and tell me if you can hear my voice. I'm going to touch your elbow now. Is that okay?" You may need to raise your voice to ensure that you are heard over the audio. Remember, they cannot see you or hear you, so may not know if you are coming up behind them or if you are near them. This is risky as you could give them a fright or they could react badly to an unexpected touch, and this could pose a risk of harm for you and them. Practicing this helps to ensure that everyone is prepared and comfortable. Keep in mind that reducing anxiety prior to VR increases the explorer's immersion and therefore improves their overall experience. Guided immersion. At the beginning of the immersion, show the participant the equipment they will be using. Allow them to put the headset on themselves and ask them to tighten the knob at the back of the head and ask how it feels. Ensure that it does not move around from side to side. Ask if they are feeling okay before you move on to the next step. Next, give them the handsets by the safety straps. Ask them to place them on each wrist and grab the handsets with their hands. Explain to them to feel the different buttons on the handsets. Explain to the participant that you may need to touch them on the shoulder or back during the immersion if they are in danger of hitting a wall or about to trip. Please ensure that the facilitator has their permission to do this in advance. Ask if they have any questions before they begin their simulation. If not, get ready to be immersed. Guided immersion in action. We recommend that you practice doing guided immersions with a partner so that you can be comfortable with putting the headset on other people and guiding them while they are unable to see their surroundings. When the simulation is over and you are ready to move the Explorer from the VR equipment, we recommend a guided extraction. The Explorer should be able to hear you at this point and so inform them that you are approaching them. From what direction? Behind? In front? To the left? Start by taking the controllers from the Explorer to free up the Explorer's hands. They then can hold on to the headset as you remove it. A best practice during the guided extraction is at this time to stay within arm's length of the Explorer immediately after they have removed the headset so that you can help them adjust. Look for and ask if the individual is feeling unsteady on their feet or if they're dizzy. Assist them with sitting if necessary until they feel balanced and stable again. Once the Explorer is stable, have them take a few steps with you nearby so that they can reacclimate to moving outside immersive VR again. Again, we recommend that you practice this with a partner so that you can get used to doing this before using with the Career Explorers. As you know, immersive VR impacts the brain and the senses. It is fooling the brain into thinking it's experiencing something that it is not. And as a result, when we are removed from VR and come back to reality, it can take some time for our brains to adjust. As the explorer's brain is adjusting back to reality, depth perception may be impacted during this process, as well as balance. There may also be an adjustment for eyes going from the immersive VR screen inside the headset back to reality. So please use caution when turning on the lights in the room. This is where grounding comes in. Grounding is essentially the process of connecting with something. After being in an immersive environment, you need to ensure that your Career Explorer takes a few minutes to ground themselves and to readjust to their surroundings. This is an important step in CareerLabsVR. It ensures that the Explorer is safe before they leave the room or your agency. Some studies recommend a maximum time within a VR experience of 20 minutes at any one time. This reduces the risk for potentially adverse reactions like dizziness or motion sickness. It may also take some people longer to come back to reality. Grounding is also very useful because some people report having a slightly delayed reaction after exiting VR. It was only after 10 minutes that they felt a little dizzy or disoriented. This is very rare, but you don't want the Career Explorer to be in their car driving home when this happens. So budget at least 15 to 20 minutes for grounding after the Explorer is done in the simulation. This can help to make sure that any risk has been reduced even further. Grounding doesn't need to be a complicated thing. It can take the form in a number of ways. It starts as the Career Explorer's experience ends in the simulation. When the simulation ends, the first grounding activity is a guided extraction like we have just discussed. Once you have completed the guided extraction and are confident the Explorer is reacclimatized, it is time to complete some other grounding activities, like doing a check-in with the Explorer about their initial reaction to their experience. Don't forget to use open-ended questions where you'll be able to elicit what the Explorer was immediately feeling after their exploration. How are they feeling? What did they think about the experience? Was it different or the same as they had expected? Not only does grounding ensure that the Explorer is safe before they leave your agency, it also enables you to focus them for the next stage in the system, which is reflection. Another grounding activity is to book your reflection meeting with the Career Explorer. The reflection meeting is when you, as a facilitator and career advisor, can add the most value to the career exploration process. This may not apply if you are using CareerLabsVR in a group setting or where reflection may be more of an immediate debriefing conversation. But for career explorers who are looking for more added value to the process, the reflection meeting is when you will fit the puzzle pieces together to help them make some real decisions about their chosen careers. The human brain can only process so much new information at any one time. An immediate debrief can be very helpful, but it is also good to let a little time lapse before a formal reflection or career advisor session. The exact time will of course depend on everyone's schedules. During this interlude, you might give your Career Explorer other tools to help them frame their career exploration or research to do so that you have lots of information to review in the reflection meeting. It is important to note that being able to reflect on something is a skill and is not something that everyone is familiar with. It will be important to make it clear to the explorer what reflection is and its purpose. You may need to help them reflect by providing some prompting questions and considerations. What we have learned in this module is that we have discussed the importance of appropriate screening and consent, how to help the career explorer with guided immersion and extraction, and the importance of grounding after they have completed the CareerLabsVR simulation.